Hello, white people. Let's discuss the emergency use authorization. I'm here on the FDA website, and government websites always have so much redundancy. I'll try not to be boring about this. About emergency use authorizations, EUAs. The Emergency Use Authorization EUA authority allows FDA to help strengthen the national's public health protections against chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear CBRN threats. Let's see, chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear threats, including infectious diseases, by facilitating the availability and the use of medical countermeasures, MCMs, needed during public health emergencies. Okay. So, biological, okay, so, like if somebody drops like a biological weapon on us, huh? Or a nuclear bomb. Under Section 564 of the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, when the Secretary of HHS, which at the time was Alex Azar, declares that an emergency use authorization is appropriate, FDA may authorize unapproved medical products, which means stuff that is still being tested, or unapproved uses of approved medical products. So, for example, an approved medical product is Tylenol. I hope everybody's familiar with Tylenol. And we know that Tylenol is approved for mild pain management. So the FDA under a EUA may say that Tylenol is approved for infections and broken bones, even though it won't do anything. But, that's sort of the gist of it. Products to be used in an emergency to diagnose, treat, or prevent serious or life-threatening diseases or conditions caused by CBRN, chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear threat agents when certain criteria are met. When certain criteria are met. Okay, so we got to see what the criteria are, including there are no adequate, approved, and available alternatives. Hold on a minute here. So, are there any? So, basically, if there aren't any adequate, approved, or available alternatives, then something like the jab is not allowed. But, the government, they don't even follow their own rules. The HHS declaration to support such use must be based on one of four types of determinations of threats or potential threats by the Secretary of HHS, Homeland Security, or Defense. Please note a determination under Section 319 of the Public Health Service Act that a public health emergency exists, such as the one issued on January 31st, 2020, does not enable FDA to issue EUAs. On February 4th, 2020, the HHS Secretary determined that there is a public health emergency that has a significant potential to affect national security or the health and security of United States citizens living abroad, and that involves the virus that causes the mindfuck. Subsequent HHS declarations supporting use of EUAs and based on this determination are described in the blue boxes below. Information on terminated and revoked EUAs can be found in archived information. Let's see here. Oh, this right here, the other part, the reason why I was reading this is because I found out that that the FDA will issue an EUA, but you can't if there's no treatment. So basically, right here, where did it go? Where did it run away? So when certain criteria are met, including there are no adequate, approved, and available alternatives. That's why I came on here. And so then I'm reading through this, and here's the clincher. This one is even more, or probably equally as significant. Public Readiness and Emergency Preparedness Act, PrEP Act. The PrEP Act amended the Public Health Service Act, PHS, to add Section 319F, 42 U.S.C. 247D-6D. The HHS Secretary has issued several declarations pursuant to Section 319F-3 of the PHS Act to provide liability immunity. Did you hear that? Liability immunity for activities related to medical countermeasures against the mindfuck. So, basically, this big jab already had a pretty significant amount of liability immunity. This is just another layer of immunity for these assholes. All right, white people, I don't want to read anymore because the rest of it's just all boring crap. Thank you so much for listening. I look forward to your thoughts below.